Now, our next guest, Rooch, well, he was drafted to the Collingwood Football Club, pick 49 at the end of 2021 after impressing in his under-18 year. But after 2 years with Collingwood, he finds himself back at his home club at Norwood. Cooper Murley joins us. Hello, Cooper.
Hey, guys. How are you?
Good.
Welcome home.
Thank you for joining us. Yeah. Now, little birdie tells me you might have been on the practice driving range today. Is that right?
That's correct, yes.
Yeah, well, if you're going to put your swing up on Instagram, you need to improve it a bit. It's a bit like a dunny door with your follow-through there, Cooper.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, I know. That was, believe me when I say it was the only bad shot. But...
I love it. I had the worst swing ever, still have. How was your 2 years at Collingwood? Were you disappointed that they didn't keep you on, or was it a great experience?
Great experience. I mean, it was everything I ever dreamed of, and it's all I ever wanted to do from a very young age. But, I can speak on behalf of, I guess, everyone who's delisted by an AFL club. It is disappointing, but, that dream's certainly not over. I'm only 20 years of age, so still feel like I've got so much to give. But in terms of experience, I mean, there's not a lot of young 18-year-olds that go into a football club that's so dominant. For the past 2 years, and to be a part of an AFL team that wins the grand final is pretty special.
Hey, Cooper, correct us if we're wrong, but you have been likened as the way you play the game, like Zach Butters. Do you agree with that? Similar style?
Yeah, I'd probably say in my 18s, in my draft year, probably a little bit more similar to the way Zach Butters play. I played more of a midfield role in my draft year, and then spent almost 2 years on the Collingwood list as a small forward and played a little bit on the wing. But yeah, now that I'm back at Norwood, I'm sort of hoping I can get back into that midfield role and, play with confidence again.
Cooper, everything that Collingwood puts out about Craig McRae, the Premiership winning coach, is of an image of a man you want to hug, because it seems like it's all very encouraging, it's all very positive, it's all very much that you want to be a part of his journey. What's he like when he has to be tough?
He's very authentic. I've got a lot of time and respect for Fly, and in what he's been able to do in the 2 years that he's been at the footy club already. But he's real authentic. He doesn't try and sugarcoat anything, and the way he gets his message across when trying to be tough, he does it so clearly. And he's obviously had to have a lot of tough conversations within those 2 years that he's been there, but clearly he gets the message across really well.
So what was his parting message for you?
It was pretty disappointing to hear, but he credited me on the year that I'd had, and I walked away from year one and needed to do a few things in the off season, which I came back at the start of the year, and I'd put on weight, was physically stronger, and he commended me on all of that, and said that the door certainly isn't shut. He said he still sees a lot in me, and maybe somewhere down the track I could find myself on an AFL list again. But the nicest part to hear was, given the improvement I'd still made in 2023, the fact that he still saw that was, left me with a lot of respect for him.
Good.
Yeah, and the dream is still alive. We see it so often now, and you'd be very aware of it, Cooper, where players are still getting picked up, into their late 20s now. Their form conquers everything, and I'm sure you'll find some form. Hey, let's have a look at some of the highlights. This might be a weird one, but you win the grand final last year, and I believe the Norm Smith medalist, Bobby Hill, you were his driver. His nickname's Normie now, but you were his driver the next day. Was that a bit of fun?
It was fun. I got the pleasure of living with Bobby throughout all of 2023, and we sort of clicked from the day he walked in the footy club. So, we created a very special bond throughout last year, and still keep in contact today. But he was a very, very busy man after grand final day.
All right, let's bring it to the now. You're back at Norwood, a club where you're originally from Tea Tree Gully, but you played with Norwood. Jade Rawlings, how's he been since you've been back there?
Yeah, sensational. I had a few chats with him in early November last year about returning back to the footy club, and after meeting with him, I was pretty certain that's where I wanted to go, and made it easier given that I'd played my junior football there as well. So, but yeah, he's been very welcoming. He's made me feel very valued and appreciated in the squad there, and he's superb. He's got a world full of knowledge, and he's obviously spent time in the AFL system as well. So he understands where I'm coming from, and he's been superb so far.
We spoke to Will Snelling last week, and we're surprised how many players that come back to the SANFL don't go to their original club. Will's gone to Sturt when he was a former West Adelaide player. How much interest did you attract from other clubs?
Not so much interest. My manager did put some feelers out to other SANFL clubs, and I did meet with Centrals before meeting with Nord, and their pitch was very, very good. They've got a young side, and obviously saw them play finals last year as well. So they've got a lot of potential, and in terms of, I guess, the other feelers, I think I met with Nord second, and then was pretty set to go back there, and didn't really waste much more time on putting feelers out and where else I'd go. So,
Cooper, was there the option to stay in Melbourne, like we saw with Jared Poulter? Stayed in the VFL system to get his second chance. Did you have that option as well, or why did you think that the SANFL was the best place to come to?
I spoke with my manager about that prior to the delisting, and discussed whether that would be an option. But I guess there is probably greater exposure within the AFL, obviously being based in Melbourne. But for me, I was pretty keen to get back home, be amongst my friends and family, and I know that the SANFL is also a very, very strong competition, and you often see a lot of mature ages get drafted from the SANFL. So it was almost a no-brainer for me. If I can get to play footy where I played my junior football and be amongst my friends and family, that was made it pretty easy.
And did you know that former teammate Alistair Lord, who had 10 years at the Bombers and was drafted in the same year as you, would be going back to Nord?
It's funny you say that. I actually, after I met with Nord, I contacted him and asked if he'd been approached or was looking at going back there, and which he replied yes. So we developed a pretty strong friendship in our draft year. So to both be able to come back to where we played our junior footy is pretty special.
Well, how's the pre-season treated you?
Yes.
It's been long. It's been tough, as they always are. But we're getting to the back end now and getting closest to practice games, which is it's exciting. So we're in real good stead, real fit at the moment. We've got a real young group, so I'm excited to see what we can do in 2024.
Yeah, well, Nord will be looking to bounce back after an indifferent season last year. Your first practice games against North Adelaide on March the 9th at the Parade. It's a 2:10 game on Saturday. And then on Saturday the 16th, you take on South Adelaide at 1:10 at Flinders University Stadium. Your first game of the year is against Sturt at home on March the 28th, so still a month away. Cooper, we'll watch your progress with interest. We hope to speak to you right throughout the year. We hope you have a ripping season.
No worries. Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me on.
There he is, Cooper Murley. He speaks really well.
Yeah, some interesting insight.
Craig
McRae goes about his business as well.
I know, draft pick 49.
Yeah, well.
You get 2 years in the system.
You'd take those 2 years, wouldn't you?
Oh, it's a great life experience.
Absolutely.
Heartbreaking, though.